Beautiful. All right, so welcome everybody. For those who don't know me or may not have been onto one of my webinars before, I am Carla Thomas. I am a holistic coach in mind-body medicine, a whole food cheerleader. I am a published author, an I Quit Sugar expert, and founder of the Juicy Movement, which is basically a team of like-minded health heroes who are living the holistic lifestyle and teaching others to do the same. So who's excited for Christmas, first of all? Who's got their camera on? Is anyone excited? Yay, oh my God, it's only 19 more sleeps. Is anyone organized? Slightly? Yeah. Who's fearing the onslaught of all of the food and the alcohol? Anyone? It's all right, no need to fear it. We're going to conquer that fear tonight. That's what it's all about, ladies. So basically, you've joined the right webinar if you are, because as I said, that's why I wanted to put this on to, you know, help you feel confident with this Christmas and that you have the tools and direction that you need to eat and drink and be merry without that fear of missing out, and also that you're putting your health to one side. You shouldn't have to. You should be able to have the best of both worlds, I believe. So just before we get stuck into a bit of housekeeping, as I said, now there is a live chat section. Depending on whether you're on a laptop, PC or a phone, there should be an option towards the bottom of your Zoom screen that says chat. So all you need to do is pop into there if you want to interact with each other, or if there's something I say that you want to just, you know, add on to, or maybe go, yeah, that's what I think, or ask a question, and I will try and get onto it and do my very best at the end. Once I'm done, I just want to make sure I get through everything. And then next, please make sure you keep yourself on mute so we just don't have any background noise coming in, which I think you all are at the moment, which is fabulous. And lastly, as I said, paper and a pen. Has everyone got theirs? Ready to go? Show of hands. Awesome. Yes, I love it how organised you are. All right, so firstly, we're going to get started with some tips. So I don't want any of you, I'd like for another of you to basically work yourself up thinking that this silly season has to be a complete write-off and that you have no control over what happens, okay? Because you do, which is brilliant news. You have the absolute choice to decide if you want to take the balanced approach. And basically what that means is enjoying Christmas, but also not going overboard with food and with celebration. So guys, right now with me, let's take the power back into your own hands, and let's make the choice to include some awesome, healthy rituals throughout the holidays to help you stay feeling good. So let's get that paper and pen going, and basically what we are going to do is draw a line down the middle, and I'm going to do it with you so I can just fold it up, all right? So draw a line down the middle. Doesn't matter if it's messy, no one's judging. And on one side, all I want you to do is write checklist. Okay, it's probably going to come up backwards on here, but you can see what I'm doing. Just write checklist, and then on the other side you want to write action list. Now at the end of tonight, if you want to rewrite it, if you want to type it up, if you want to draw and doodle on it and make it all pretty because then you feel like it's more appealing, go for it. Maybe stick it up in your bedroom, stick it up on the fridge, but somewhere where you're going to be reminded, okay? So the first thing I want to get onto, and I've got lots of notes here, so I'm going to be going through it so I don't miss a thing, is on the checklist side, what I want you to write is, I choose to feel good over the holidays. Everyone write that down now. I'll do it with you. I choose to feel good over the holidays, okay? And really, really be empowered with that. And the reason I'm asking you to write that is because I believe it. So draw love hearts around it, draw stars around it, do whatever you want to do, but really just highlight that because this is going to be your main quote and your standout over the festive period, okay? So has everyone got that on their page? Show. Yep. We've written that? Awesome. Yay, cool. All right, so how are you going to do this? That is the big question, isn't it? All right, Beck, lovely to see your face. Thank you for putting your video on. So how are we going to do this? Okay, well, we're going to set achievable goals together tonight. So if you tell yourself that all you're going to do is eat vegetables, and drink water, have no dessert, no potatoes, no bread, no alcohol, at your Christmas feast, well, then obviously you're never going to be able to make that happen. Has anyone ever done that? I'm going to be so good this Christmas and I'm never going to touch anything. And then the first Christmas event, you're like, oh my God, give me. Yep, I know I've done that when I set rules. So take away those types of rules, all right? So, if you do set that, you're going to feel seriously cheated because you're going to cheat yourself. Let's all be honest, okay? So it's the holidays. You want to relax. You absolutely want to go with the flow and enjoy it. And a big part of health and wellness is actually being able to enjoy this period with your family, guys. That includes feasting over the Christmas time, okay? So it just means on the other regular days, there's no reason why you can't be continuing on with your usual approach and good approach to activity and good approach to nutrition, okay? So take that paper and pen again, and now we're going to be establishing what your non-negotiables are going to be. So on your action list, we're going to identify what your normal days are. So, for example, I know for me that my normal days are right up to the normal lead up, but my off days are the 24th, 25th and 26th. They're my Christmas celebration, family celebration days where I'm going to let go a little bit, all right? So write down what your normal days are going to be because it might be different for you depending on how you celebrate or what you're doing. And on these days, it's about eating and exercising as you normally would. So this could be, the Saturday before Christmas, having a gym session. Maybe on Boxing Day, you're going to go for a run, and maybe on New Year's, you're going to take New Year's Day, you're going to take a yoga session. So, are you going to have a certain day that you want to remain alcohol-free? I know that once come, Christmas 3 days are done, the 24th, 25th, 26th, I'm like, nobody put a wine near me. So have a think about what are your days that you want to avoid having alcohol. And, get your calendar out and tell your partner about it. Tell your family about it so you can set your intentions together and be really clear and on the same page. I think that's really important. And as I said, always make it really realistic. Like, don't set that goal to have an alcohol-free day on Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Not a good idea. I really don't recommend it, okay? So have a real think about when you do that. And so, as I said, always make it achievable. Going with the flow, Christmas Day, New Year's Eve, I'm like that too. And, New Year's Day, well, generally if you're like me, you celebrate New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, again, you kind of want to go back to a normal day and rest. But as I said, it's about just incorporating all those regular wellness practices on those other days, okay? So, right. That basically means for me maintaining my regular juicy daily rituals, okay? So it's keeping refined sugar as low as I can and eating like whole food loading. That's my aim to do on the regular days, okay? So daily rituals, as I said, are the practices that I practice on a regular basis. I go into them in much more detail in my book, which is The Juicy Movement. I'll touch on that a bit later. And the juicy rituals or the daily rituals seem to have become a thing that everyone's resonating and relating to, which is wonderful. So I'm just going to touch on some of them here too, because they do really still relate throughout the Christmas period. So again, action list. This is what we're going to be writing down. So the first one is a healthy breakfast. Okay, so let's talk about some options here. You can either go the cooked way, which could be something as poached eggs with a little bit of salmon and some rocket and some cooked tomato or mushrooms. Maybe it's just smashed avo on some good sourdough gluten-free toast with some feta. Very Australian. We love our brunches like that. Maybe you're like me and you prefer a bit more of the sweeter options. So you could have a bit of chopped fruit with some great sugar-free, granola and some either regular or coconut yogurt. You might want to do a chia pudding. You might want to go something like good quality toast with some nut butter and some chopped banana on top. Anything that's going to give you a really great start. And for me, the one thing I'm going to touch on really is a smoothie. I am a massive smoothie fan. I don't know if you are too, raise your hand. They absolutely, they fill my cup. They get me going right. They keep me going for ages. So that's my way that I like to start. And you might want to just ensure that's one thing that you're keeping up with during the Christmas period and the break. So I've actually got a section in my book as well, and I'll just try and find it on here, which is solving the smoothie puzzle. Here we go. And it's actually showing you how to create your own smoothie there and doing it in the correct balance, which is really, really awesome. And it's a great resource. So if you do have a copy of it, you can go and have a look through there, and also some recipes too. And if you are already a Juicy Lifer, we have a whole ebook dedicated to smoothie recipes as part of the Juicy Life program as well, which I'll touch on afterwards, which is awesome. Okay, so breakfast, action list, that's a must. Exercise. All right, I'm a big believer in morning exercise, especially over the Christmas period, because let's all face it, what tends to happen, I'll just mute Dave, what tends to happen when we, say I'll do it later in the day is it never happens. We get caught up in doing Christmas, things and all the rest of it, and exercise never happens. So I really believe in getting up and getting it out in the morning, start fresh, and organize these exercise times. So in your action list, go, right, when are the days I'm going to be fitting this in? What am I going to be doing? Take a look at your regular, if you go to any classes, be it at a gym or a studio or a yoga place, have a look at what the Christmas calendar is now, so you save disappointment. I don't know if anyone's ever rocked up before and they're closed or that class is cancelled and you think, damn it, I was really looking forward to that. So be organized, pencil it in your diary. Anyone can find 10 to 20 minutes even. Like ideally, if you can get at least 30, great, but all of us can find 10 to 20 minutes to fit in a little bit of exercise over the Christmas period. And, if you've got kids, maybe sort with your partner who's going to look after them so you can exchange and swap and do your exercises at different times. But like anything, when you book it in and you pencil in there, you're less likely to miss out being able to fit that in, okay? So that's definitely it. Finding time to stretch as well is also great. It really keeps your digestive system moving, which, let's face it, is really important over the holiday season because things can turn a little bit to sludge or get a little bit more stuck than usual, let's just say. So we want to keep things moving, all right, with all those heavy foods. Okay, so what else do I want to pop in here? And on days when you can't get out, let's make activity a fun thing as a family. What can you do together? Can you go down to the beach? Can you play cricket? Can you go ball in the backyard? Can you do some volleyball? Be in the pool? All those things are really great family activities, and they're not penciled in as exercise, and yet it's keeping you moving. So I think that's really cool to do family time together. I know that when I've traveled away before and spent Christmas back with my husband's family, we go for morning runs together. It looks quite funny. It's a bit of a Brady Bunch look if you're driving past, but it's a great way we start the morning together, or go for a kick with the football down the oval, okay? The next thing, which I'm not going to get into for too much, but is to write down gratitude. Christmas is absolutely that time to not forget what it's all about and be grateful. So, it's very easy to get high strung over Christmas, especially if you're doing a lot of organizing or hosting, you're around people a lot, but just to even start every day, or sometimes just stop yourself if you get caught up in all of that Christmas stress, to just, be grateful for 3 things out loud on top of your head. And you'll find all of a sudden that it might not be so bad what you're getting a bit strung up over or wound up about. So gratitude's a big one over Christmas, and really remembering the purpose of it, and that's to be with your loved ones. The next step on your action list is sleep. Okay, so does anyone else like to enjoy a lazy nap during Christmas time? I think that's the one time I find myself lost with what to do, that I just end up sleeping on the couch because I'm like, what else do I do? And it's lovely and it's okay. It's a beautiful thing to be able to just lie there and, have a Christmas Day nap absolutely after the feast. I think we're all guilty of that, and it's great. So, catch up on some sleep. Go to bed early on the days where you can, because Christmas can be tiring sometimes when you're socializing and eating and drinking and out and about. So, if you are home in an evening, get an early night. You're more likely to get a little bit less grumpy and tired on the next day when you do have some events on, because, look, sleep determines really everything. We're more likely to make poor choices if we don't get good sleep. So we're not going to end up going for that exercise session in the morning. We're not going to end up starting the day with a good breakfast. We're not going to end up making better choices and a bit more balance throughout the Christmas day and the holidays. So, sleep is definitely crucial during that time. And also, I think we lose sight of in busy times. This is probably a really important action step to write down, is me time. Okay, so we can be giving and giving a lot to everyone else, which is fantastic because, you know, Christmas is also about giving, but not just to others, it's about giving to yourself. And many of us are very, very busy throughout the year. That Christmas might be that one time you really have the chance to just sit and stop and unwind and find time to do things for yourself without rushing around. So give yourself that gift of me time, especially when you're surrounded by people all the time. You really just need to kind of go into a quiet space every so often. That could be having a bath, reading a book. That could be, we've got Dave on, maybe it's shutting yourself in the manhole and watching some sport. You know, whatever it might be that allows you, he's nodding his head, whatever it might be that allows you to just kind of have that, you know, solidarity, go for it. I really, really recommend it. Water is another one. I think I don't really need to extend on that. Drink lots of water throughout the holiday period. Please, please, please make sure that, especially on days that you're drinking, you're also hydrating. For those that are in the southern hemisphere as well, where it's quite hot, we really, really want to make sure that we're getting in all of our H2O. Connections and relationships. I don't think this is a hard one. Hopefully it's not hard for anyone to need to do over Christmas. I think that's what Christmas is really all about and highlights, having that time to spend with people that we really appreciate and value and care about. So utilize it. Again, sometimes we can get so caught up in organising and being strung out and just wanting space that we just want everyone out. We want Christmas to be over with. And then we kind of forget what the purpose of it is. I definitely need to sometimes just stop and remember this is not a permanent thing. You only have so much time with the family, so enjoy it, you know, because everything will go back to normal soon. And then my last one, which is probably the most important one, is we tend to be kind of relaxed but busy over Christmas. We are eating a bit more out of our general, you know, daily routine, and we are drinking more. So supplementation is a massive one, okay? So, guys, I have been using these Juice Plus supplements now. I'm just going to get them up for 8 years, okay? This is my preference and choice. I'm a big believer in bridging the gap and going down the whole food route. So I take these on a daily basis anyway. And, you know, I'm going to get on this webinar and talk about a supplement. I'll be sharing the one that I use. But definitely, more than anything, over those periods where life, you know, is a bit busy, whether that's travel or holiday periods, these are my saviors, okay? So I make sure that I'm definitely taking my dose every day. Sometimes I'll take a few extra, especially if I've had a few drinks. Very good for avoiding those hangovers in the morning if you take those at night time, and some good coconut water to hydrate. So that's my big tip. You know, look for having a supplement to save you getting run down and tired, and go for a whole food based one. And as I said, my choice is the Juice Plus, okay? And you can find out more about that either via myself by contacting me, or if you've had somebody invite you onto this tonight, speak to that person, okay? Now, recipes. Yay, the good part about Christmas. Food. I love food. I love food, and I'm not afraid of it because you can get so much good food and recipes over Christmas that actually don't deter you from healthy eating, but no one is going to know, I swear. So whether you're hosting or have the pleasure of basically choosing the entire menu, or delegating meals to family or friends, you know, or you're bringing a dish yourself, there's a whole heap of healthy options around you. And as I said, they're delicious, they're the healthy kind, trust me. So I mentioned before that I'm an expert with the I Quit Sugar program, developed by Sarah Wilson and the team. And basically, a perk of the job is getting the ins and outs of all of the recipes, which is fantastic. But one of the favorites of mine is the I Quit Sugar Christmas ebook. I absolutely love it. There is basically some meal planning that you can do, you know, if you want to follow it directly, or you can just pick some recipes that you like and go for it. So I love that, and I'm also a massive fan of Jamie Oliver. His Christmas special was on the other night. I love his Christmas specials. He's got some fantastic ideas as well, and all of his Christmas recipes can be found on his website. So get those pens. I'm going to mention a few of them at the moment. And I'm also, just while I'm here, going to highlight those for you and just copy and paste them into here so you know where to go. So just give me a moment. Okay, so in the chat, right. that is the Jamie Oliver website right there. Okay, and then if you want to look at the I Quit Sugar Christmas ebook, which I really, really recommend you do. As I said, I use these every year, guys, for recipes. Like, it's a no-brainer, and it definitely is a winner every single time. Okay, so there's those two websites there for you to have a look in the chat section. Okay, so my go-tos for this time of the year. Okay, so where are they? Right, Jamie's Brussels in a Hustle. Write that one down. Love the name, love the taste of them. Give Brussels sprouts a whole new look and meaning. So Brussels in a Hustle, his red cabbage recipe, and also his roast vegetable mega mix. They are all available in that Jamie Oliver Christmas collection link that I've just posted in here. So they are some good ones, keeping the veggies in the mix. And then with the I Quit Sugar ebook, Christmas ebook, I love the pumpkin ginger spice granola, which is very delicious and easy to make, and you can save some in a jar, and you can even do little jars and gift them. You can do the Christmas quinoa tabbouleh. I love the Christmas berry swirl cheesecake. Oh my God, that is an absolute winner. If you're in charge of dessert, Christmas berry swirl cheesecake, sugar-free, actually healthy. Don't eat the whole thing, but still, it's still healthy and it's delicious. And even for people like me, I'm the first to admit I'm not a dessert queen or a baker in any shape or form, and even I can make this. Okay, so the sweet potato casserole is also a great one, and the green quinoa with the rice malt syrup glazed carrots. How does that sound? And I mean, you can leave the quinoa out if you want, even, and just do the rice malt syrup glazed carrots. They are just delicious. So they are some of my favorite recipes there. Love to know if you do end up making anything for them. If you want a hashtag as well, or use the hashtag The Juicy Movement, or just pin me on your post. I'd love to see what your recipes look like. And then, of course, I've got my book this year, which is exciting. So in there, I'm going to be flicking through for some light meal ideas, such as melon with prosciutto and basil dressing. Okay, that's a great one in here, just if you want to put a plate out and during the day, like snack with everyone. And also some salads in here that I'll be using to bulk up the Christmas table and just make sure we've always got those fresh options available. And then for breakfast, as I said, we talked about that before, smoothie recipes or a few other things that you can try. And then, of course, desserts, a few of mine that I love that are a little bit different and just really simple if you're not massive on having a sweet tooth at all, is the frozen fruit with chocolate crisp. And then also the citrus and coconut ice cream. And then I'll be sipping on homemade kombucha. And if you can't do homemade or you can't get hold of it to make it, there's a lot of good brands out there depending where you are. And that's just a great way of keeping your gut healthy and happy over Christmas as well. And it's an alcohol-free option. And I'll give you a tip. If you do want to make a healthy cocktail, using kombucha as your base is fantastic, but just be careful because it goes down very easy, okay? So that's a great little tip from me there. And then in terms of produce, what I would say is, find out when and where to get it. So write this down now. We're going to plan your menu. So whether that's this weekend, you're making a note of it, but plan your menu now so that you can save again disappointment on missing out on anything and getting the quality that you want for Christmas Day. So making sure you get good hams and turkeys from a reputable butcher and knowing how it's raised and made and kept. And then, also when you go to the Sea Fresh or your, seafood monger, for things like oysters and salmon and fresh fish, etc., crayfish, making sure prawns are all available and you don't miss out on anything, or you can find the best prices for quality as well. And also from your local produce. I know sometimes it's hard, but really aim to try and get your produce the day before you need it. It's less likely to have been cold stored for a while, if at all. And, the biggest supermarkets, generally everything is coming off from being cold stored. So if you can go to your local grocer or producer or markets, that's fantastic as well. Okay, so great option there. Where can I find the ginger granola? I've got Michaela. So in the link I've just put up for the I Quit Sugar ebook, if you purchase the Christmas ebook, it's one of the recipes in there. I think the Christmas ebook is only about $12 or something. It's so cheap. You save it, and as I said, every Christmas I go to it, and it's right there. So it's been a great purchase for me. Okay, so what else do I want to talk about? So other dessert ideas, other than this cheesecake that I've talked up, I'm also going to be delving into the Christmas edition of our dessert ebook for the Juicy Life program. So I'm just going to see if I can share screen. Just give me one moment to make sure I can get this to work. Okay. Hopefully this pops up. All right, can we all see that? Awesome. So we have this wonderful edition of the dessert ebook, 14 different healthy recipes. The ones that I've been absolutely loving on at the moment, I'm just going to scroll down. These chocolate caramel cups are a great one. And then also, white chocolate and peppermint balls, because I do like white chocolate as well. They are a delicious one. They're all delicious, but these are just some of my favourite ones. Oh, and then raw chocolate and ice magic, because this is easy. It has about, 2 ingredients. 3 if you want to add a little stevia or rice malt syrup. So easy to make. So that's another one that I'm going to be turning to. And again, this is part of the Juicy Life program. So if you don't have your hands on this at the moment, then make sure you speak to me, or as I said, the person that invited you, so that you can ensure you are able to whip up any of these recipes as well. Okay, I'll stop the share now. Perfect. So the added addition that we have in there is the Powerhouse macro powder, which is all plant-based, and it's Juice Plus Complete. Again, as I said, I've been using the Juice Plus brand for 8 years now. I use these in my smoothies, and I use them in all my healthy desserts and snacks. So they all feature in those ebook recipes. And they're just fantastic, and just look a great way of making sure you're getting loaded up with whole food nutrition over the holidays as well, in all sorts of different ways, and much better than your standard confectionery options. Okay, so that's them there. I love them. Over 20 different plant-based ingredients in there. What an awesome way to be able to have your cake and eat it too, guilt-free. That's what it's all about. All right, so that's a lot. Does everyone feel like they've got a lot of information now and tips and tools? Yeah? Raise your hand. Let me know. Yay. Awesome. Okay, so let's recap everything. Okay, so what can we take away and what can we do next? Okay, so first up, it's our actions to follow after the webinar. So grab your phones, grab your calendars, and allocate those normal days that we discussed through the holiday season, and eat and exercise as you normally would during those days. And then let's also make sure we find those times where exercise can be booked in advance during those days, okay? So we're going to be able to fuel the mind and the body each day by instigating some of those rituals we talked about. So let's go again: eating a good brekkie, exercising, being active and drinking lots of water, making time for sleep, me time, making time for your relationships, and of course, bolstering your energy with good quality supplement, okay? You're going to plan your menus. You're going to know what you're going to make now, because you're going to head on to Jamie's website, and then you're going to get onto the I Quit Sugar link. You're going to look at my book as well. You're going to look at the Juicy Life program and have loads to choose from, and plan your recipe. Avoid the stress, avoid the disappointment. And in all of this, let's be realistic, like we talked about. Let's not be hard on ourselves. Let's set achievable goals, and let's allow ourselves to feel good over the holidays, okay? So as I said, if you want to rewrite this list and make it pretty and pop it up on your fridge, thanks, Dave. Thanks for jumping on. Go for it. I think it's a great idea if you've got it there as a reminder as well. Okay, so I think that's it. Before we carry on, does anyone have any questions before I finish up? Just raise your hand or pop yourself an unmute, and I will happily answer for you. Does everyone feel like they've got everything that they needed? Yeah? Awesome. Beck's got her list up. That's great to hear. I'm so glad, guys. Look, I think really from here, thank you so much for joining. If you want to listen to this again or share it with anybody else, the recording will be uploaded in the next 24 to 48 hours. And then you can, of course, follow me on Instagram or Facebook for more tips, ideas, holistic news. And then also check out the resource hub section of my website. I'll pop it up on here now so you can go through. This is where it will be uploaded as well, but you can also head in there and see many other calls on different areas that you might find you resonate with or relate to that you'd love to know more about. So there it is right there, the link. And then, of course, the resources we talked about, I've popped in the I Quit Sugar link there, and also Jamie's. The Xmas edition of the dessert ebook I shared is exclusively available only to clients using the Juicy Life program. So as I said, if you aren't a Juicy Lifer, please let me know. Contact me or the person who invited you on, and we'll make sure that we can help you get that into your hot little hands for the Christmas season. And then lastly, my book. So I just wanted to share with you, this focuses on all the holistic practices and nutrition guidelines. It's got a whole heap of super easy, nutrient-loaded recipes in there as well to help you get started on your health journey, really. All very simple, because that's what I'm about. And just in case you didn't know, I've been running a Christmas special on this, and I've had such amazing feedback. I've had a whole heap of holistic wellness experts and bloggers, etc., who got hold of it and have been posting and raving about it. So because of that, I've decided to offer an extension on my Christmas special. So up until midnight, December 15th, you can grab yourself a copy online for $30 flat if you're in Australia, and that covers the postage and packaging. So you're saving $8 on what you normally would. And I will pop the website link for that in here now too, if you want to go on and have a look. And even if it's not for yourself, maybe you're looking for some great Christmas gifts to inspire somebody around you. That's right there for you. So you can gift it on and give the gift of health, as we always say, over the festive season as well. So just use the code, and I'll write it in here now, Juicy Christmas. Okay. That is what's going to be able to get you your discount on the book if you type that in at the checkout, okay? But other than that, as I said, if you'd like to find more tips and tricks, feel free to follow me as well. If you want to know more about the Juicy Movement team and the Juicy Life program, contact myself or the person who ever shared this webinar with you. We'd be more than happy to let you know. And Merry Christmas. I think that's the biggest thing of all. Have fun, relax, enjoy, be merry, and just remember what it's all about, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I cannot wait to see you all for the next webinar in 2018.